welcome. We are totally on cloud. We're on cloud 13 today. I can't say enough about how much we've been waiting for something of this nature for a map to come out on console. So today we just got Chellington 17. Now we didn't get any other mods with this, so take it all with a grain of salt. It's okay. I would really much rather have the map. I don't even care what the map looks like. I've had about 15 minutes literally to just kind of jump into this and just kind of drive around and kind of ooh and ah. I'm still going to do that. I'm sure there are things I'm going to realize, just things I'm going to see. So hope if you're watching on later, thanks for tuning into this, seeing kind of my first reactions, kind of just the first look at this map in totality as we kind of break down just a few of the areas and look through some of the things. So enjoy this with me. I'm certainly as sure as fire going to enjoy this. So we're going to talk a lot about just the nature of farm sim right now, especially in the console world, and we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up here. As you can see, when we kind of get started off, this has the appeal of a much older setting, which is fine. I don't mind older setting as long as it's well put together. And I have to say this first before we start walking around. Special thanks and a big, huge YouTube shout out to OxygenDavid. Go subscribe to him. He's on YouTube. He's PC player, but he's done a wonderful job. He did say that it's possible with some kind of rework that the extended version of Chellington may be a possibility. We'll just have to see. But as long as we keep the criticisms constructive, and play the heck out of this map and enjoy it, give him a lot of credit for it. He's done this totally free. He may have gotten some things from Giants or may have gotten some perks here and there, but at the end of the day, he's not making a ton of money on this. So we'll give him his due credit on this. He has really done a fantastic job at this in this map. So keep that in mind, console guys. Keep that in mind. So anyway, one other thing that we have gotten today was a change log and an update in Farm Sim. It's a pretty decent upsize update. The map was around 300 some odd megs, so you'll notice a nice big jump in your mods folder space. And actually looking at the change log, there's a couple of things that they've done. Now, I can't say that I agree with all these, and I'm going to get this really quick out of the way first. One of the things in the new update was they took away the money mod. So if anybody's using the money mod to kind of get ahead and just not have to work from the bare bones bottom, I get it. I was kind of the same way, especially doing a lot of this from YouTube. I wanted to get some equipment in so I'd actually make some money and feature some of the other bigger stuff going on. Now, aside from that, they also are no missions on Chellington 17, which I can actually see as of right now. So we've got, I'm actually looking at it right here, patch release. Here we go. So if you own the PS4 Pro, you've gotten quite a few resolution enhancements and changes to Farm Sim. So your resolutions and effectively your definition of the picture is going to be a lot clearer, a lot more brighter. So it does have full 2K 1080, goes up to 1440p, and then 2160 and a full 4K are available. So there's a nice render quality enhanced. So basically what it's going to give you is a much larger, greater draw distance. The images may look a little sharper, so keep that in mind. So there's camera sensitivity, which is an awesome thing. I think it goes up to 300%. We can look at that right quick. Here we go. Camera sensitivity, yep, goes up to 300, which is pretty quick. I mean, you can see here I can spin around pretty quick, which is actually going to work really well inside the cabs if you drive a lot first person like I do. Couple things really quick. Bunker silos, shovels, other tools, not removing. They have fixed that, so we shouldn't have to do the brushes and all that mess in the silage bunkers anymore. Trees falling through the ground has been fixed, and also multiple selling of the same vehicle. That direct selling, that was the money mod. Yeah, it's gone. So I'm kind of ticked about that one, but it is what it is. So it's going to be start at the very bottom. I can't even do missions on this one, much less pull cash from another map. So a little bummed about that one, I have to admit. So there's some GUI issues, overlaps, money unit updates. These are all on the forums. There's a lot of let's see, loading, remove vehicle configurations, fixed vehicle issues, graphics, triggers, particles. A lot of these are like really fine fixes. These aren't even like the really big stuff that they were even talked about as being reported. There's a station crane. Not exactly sure what that is. It's just blankets. I don't know if that pertains to a particular map or if that's a crane inside the actual game. So there's terrain, collisions, etc. that have been fixed. Animal breeding stats. Now you can actually get the achievements for having 50 sheep, cows, such and so forth. And also various issues with helpers, various bug fixes and improvements. So have no idea, have no idea what that's actually going to look like. We'll just see what what it actually looks like. So nobody's really done anything. Nobody's really done anything big on this, at least reporting bugs yet. Still first day, so we're going to kind of find out what this is. So as we kind of get into this, we're going to look at a couple things here. First off, we got some actual decent-sized tractors for once. We've got the actual 7700, got a new plow, a fairly new tipper trailer. And I think you saw over there that we have our the 590 is here, which still has the shorter header on it, but it still is what it is. It works, looks good. Everything's brand new, so we're not necessarily running around with a bunch of old, run-down, dilapidated stuff. So let's hop in, and we'll stick out the old truck. So I'm actually going to hop in the old Massey here and take a little trip around. The one thing that I'll say about this, I'm actually going to turn this camera sensitivity down just a little bit. What's going on, Nemesis? How we doing, man? Let me know too, man. If you're hanging around for a few, let me know what the volume is. I'm trying to work on some volume, make sure my tractor volumes and stuff aren't overpowering my voice. Just let me know if all sounds good, just you don't have to say anything. So the first thing, I like these grain storage. There's a lot of grain storage here. There's two main barns, which obviously have your stuff on here, which have nice inside, pliable stuff. Now we do have the light mods. There's no actual animated lights in these things, which is fine. Looks like we've got them on the outsides of the building. We just don't have them on the inside, so you may have to put some lighting objects in there if you plan on doing much work in the evening. But let's just take a little trip around here. The thing that this map is essentially going to be off the bat, it's going to be farming, it's going to be animal. The sound is gone. What kind of sound is gone? Yeah, it should be there. The first thing this is going to be is going to be a farming and be an animal map. So everything's really close. Your pigs, your cows, your sheep, everything is all right here around the farm. So you're not going to have to drive all over this map. Now the first thing you'll kind of look at this and say, well, this looks small. Once you actually break into this, this map is huge in scope, but it is not huge in lots of stuff going on. These fields are absolutely humongous. First thing off is that I really like this. All animated gates. Every field has animated gates. You just circle or B. If you're on Xbox, it's hitting the B key. Just pull out and hit B. It's pretty simple. Closes the gate up behind you. All your fuel depot. Looks like you've got seeds and fertilizer, although once we move into episode 2 and actually start working on the farm here, we're going to be looking at a couple of things on this. So I can't hear. Well, I can hear my vocals coming out in my actual computer stunt. So let me know if you can what you're not hearing, and I'll see if I can't do something, Phil. But I know my voice is coming through. If you need more tractor volume or something like that, I can boost some of that out. Just let me know which you're not hearing. And so obviously this is right down here is, I believe this is all the sheep area down here. Yep, so this is where all your stuff is. You've got wool and everything on the back side. Now, I'm assuming that, okay, good. Glad you can hear now. So this must just be some type of a bedding or storage area down here. We'll kind of look at more of this, but obviously you've got your water feed trays. You've got your food feed trays just like you did on any of the rest of the vanilla maps. Then you've got your normal animal interaction zone right here where you can do your buying or whatever it is you want, and then obviously right there in front of the sheds where your wool's going to pop out. So nice little short, kind of small little area. Everything's linked, so you can still run right around here. We'll cut back up and you'll pass all your chicken pens here, which is actually a formidable little chicken coop there. I like that. It's a nice touch. All those bells are all completely decorative. This is really, I'm not a farmer by nature. I really love I actually love the logging part of Farm Sim, but this is definitely going to be different. Doing this kind of small shorthand farming like this, yeah, it's going to be cool. So you can see they've kind of used the vanilla. They've used the vanilla cow pen here, so you still got the same stuff. It looks the same. You've got the lighting in there. You've got the milker in the back. You've got the back rubbers. So all this is typically going to be the same of what we've seen before. You got plenty of storage out here. You got, you can even put your own placeables out here, which will be cool. I can definitely see, once you get into this, actually adding adding in something out here, something like this, putting it over here, and maybe putting something right in here. I'm on this console. I'm on PS4 stunt, just a regular. I'm not on the Pro, just the regular one. So you've got some options here. Most of all these trees and all these decorative items are just walk right through. They're usually drive through. I don't think any of this stuff you can actually cut down. So any of these trees or any of these artifacts are pretty much all going to have to stay where they are. You've got your silage bin there. This is all decorative. None of this can actually be moved out. Cool little mechanic workstation here, but really no real purpose. This actually might move out. Let's see. I don't know that it actually has a function, but we'll see if she hooks up, because it'd be cool to park a little old tractor in there. It'd be cool. I don't know that it will though. And yeah, it doesn't. I didn't think it did. But anyway, same thing. You do have this nice little area. It's a little. This is can be your pull through. Let's see. Let me pull my help out. See if we actually have lighting. Nope, no lighting there. Just fine. Yeah. Most of that stuff takes up a lot of resources inside the map. So I'd much rather be able to add my resources than be struck down to what someone else has done for me and decided that I needed. So see if this little tractor. Yeah, it'll barely fit. About took our beacons off. Then you've got your manure and your slurry, which all this is, fairly. Most of the stuff all from Goldcrest. It's just been basically implanted as all one big huge unit building down here. So it does look a little off. But it is what it is. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I can't be too critical on what he's done, because there's some stuff in this map as we start driving around that is just unbelievably awesome. If anything, if it's just the structure, I love. You can see the trees. He has done I don't know if he's done this or if it's part of editor, the Giants editor. He's done a wonderful job at animating the wind and the trees. This is different than anything we've seen in Sosnovka, because all these are just general artifacts. We can't chop these down, which sucks in its own right, but it is what it is. So I guess you could actually drive through the cow lot, which will be interesting. I doubt you'll be able to hit the cows. But I guess if you did want to, you'd hop out and hit B, and all the gates are automatic closed, which I love this, man. I mean, this little details. Little details we've never had on console before. Just, PC guys are probably, if any of them actually watch this, they're probably just completely laughing and, But yeah, it is what it is. I just I love it. I love it. One thing that I'll say really quick is I love the terrain of this map. I can't get over how real this feels because I'm in the East Coast in the Carolinas, and we've got kind of right at the south end of the mountains. So there's a lot of area that looks like this, even though this is more modeled after the European styled map. This is one of those things where it's kind of reminiscent of some of the older farms here at the house. So you got nice sheds here, nice good open sheds for lots of good storage. We'll kind of swing through the pigs here, and we'll actually take off down the roads. So we got slurry here. This will be slurry and manure from pigs. Your interaction zones are all the same. This is pretty much an implant just from the direct vanilla game, so nothing really new from the look of the pens themselves, which is fine. I don't really care. Now the one thing I see is that we have an H2O tank. We also have fertilizer and seed plots. I can't remember. They're in the main area of the farm. I think, yeah, right over there where my little white circle is. I'll probably stream in for the next, I'd say maybe 30-45 minutes, at least as the first look, and then I'll start a new one I'll start a new one just to actually start and get out and do some field work. So yeah. And this is obviously your fill-in. I don't know if these are fillable fertilizer tanks, if we'll pay for it or if we'll have to actually go get seeds from the shop. That'll be something that'll be interesting to see. You do have fuel on the, which will be nice. You don't necessarily have to have the fuel truck. You do have fuel access right here on the farm, which is nice. It's a nice convenience. I think this is opened. Don't know exactly what you'd put in here. I don't think it's all black texture. This maybe was not supposed to be open because there's no way to access it, and I don't exactly know what you would put in that. It's kind of small. So silos, you got obviously a couple of nice good sized barns over there, and then we're back around at the start here. This is where you'll dump everything. And then we'll have your silos right here. I pointed that out just a minute ago. So let's take off. Let's go look at some of this stuff. I've actually already opened my gate. I think he's done a wonderful job of just, I don't know, putting some of this stuff together. Nice gates, nice little entryway to Chellington Farm. Should be a cow head since we can't do horses. Well, horses would be cool. I could do horses. That would be cool. Even if all we did was just feed them and sell them. That'd be fine. I could go out there with a manure fork and shovel after them. First thing you'll notice, before I get sidetracked here, let's just go up north, and then we'll just start at 1 and just go all the way around. You'll notice that we already have field 1, 6, 9, 11, 17, and 15 are all our areas. So, yeah, sounds good, man. Not a problem, dude. I've not even really had time to set into this, so we'll, yeah, feel free. I'll start on the next one, and it'll actually be episode 2, and it'll have on there, let's play, and let's get started. So you'll know which one it is. First thing you'll notice is very, very, very tight. And you do have to drive on the left side of the road. Being in the U.S., I went flying out of the farm, hopped in the right lane, and was like, oh, I can't go that way. So it's going to be a challenge getting used to driving on the left side of the road for once, because I've never had to do that. So you can kind of see that there's a lot of open field. There's a lot of open area here. I mean, this is all open grass. It's free for the picking. So if you're going to be doing silage, however your initial strategy starting out is, there's lots of room to kind of figure out what you want to do. There's lots of open area. Obviously, you're going to be getting to the edge of the map here. It doesn't look terrible. You know, it's a little fake, but you know, just being able to stand up here in the corner, this is kind of one of the higher spots on this corner of the map, and just being able to look out, I mean, this is a great looking map. I'm just completely surprised. I was not expecting this from a free modded map. I just was not. I know now what PC's been talking about and they laugh at us console guys because we don't have this stuff. I totally see how the extension of Farm Sim plays with the maps. This is just unbelievable. I can't get over it enough. I mean, it's crazy. To actually get on the right side of the road this time. So most of the fields have a gate. Some of them don't, like this one doesn't. You can see how big this is. I mean, this is one that you have. It's already plowed. It's ready to go. Actually, it may have something on it. That looks like potatoes, potentially. We can check. Let's see if it's got anything on it. Okay, so it's just withered and nothing. So 6 is ours. 6 is ready to harvest. 6 has... 6 has wheat on it, and 15 has wheat on it, and it looks like 11 has barley on it, and it looks like almost everything is ready to harvest. So that's it's pretty cool. So that kind of gives you a nice little bump if you want to go harvest all that. It's going to take a while. I kind of already know that. So looking at every field, we'll just kind of go through here, and we'll just kind of drive through. So I'll set some cruise here. We'll just kind of cruise through. Nice scarecrow in the middle of the thing. I don't know. Hopefully that's a drive through. I hope I don't have to go around that. See how expensive some of these fields are. Yeah, 300 grand. Now there's no missions on this. We don't have any for Chellington. I guess that was maybe one of the trade-offs of getting a mod map out quicker rather than waiting and getting it out later. Not exactly sure, but it doesn't have any missions on it. So making money in this particular map is going to be a challenge because you've got this huge field with a short little harvester. You're going to have to harvest that whole entire field with like a 15-foot header, and that's going to take forever to do it. Not to mention the size of tipper trailer. So, you know, automatic gates on most of all this, which is awesome. These kind of get more in price. 5 acres for about 350 grand. That's pricey land. As we kind of cruise through, you kind of see most of these all on the side. They all slope downhill. You do have a gentle slope. Everything pretty much goes into the creek, which is kind of a cool feature. And then everything kind of goes back up the hill on the other south end of the creek. So that's kind of an interesting concept. Now the only thing that I don't really like is we don't have any space at the end of the field. I did notice this earlier. This is the only thing, but this is one of those. I would have much rather have liked to have seen some type of terrain rather than a flat image. You can kind of see we've got a stacked 3-dimensional images here, and basically when you don't have your thing set up, this is what the rest of the map looks like. Just one big huge fall off in pictures. So if you want to know how a map's designed, there you go. So without the collision set, you can actually just actually see right straight through the map, and you can't drive on it. So yeah, that is what it is. It's okay, but it kind of gives you an idea how they layer the pictures together and gives you that feel that everything's completely extended out. So most of these hedges, you can drive through them. It's not a big deal. That's not a make or break issue for me. I know I will probably go and clean up all the edges of the field. I don't like how they're so close, because the one thing is you're not going to be able to turn anything around. So you're probably going to have to do some cleaning up on the edges of the fields if you plan on, especially hiring any kind of workers, because all it's going to take is one car to throw you could clean off. So, let's just continue on. We'll go down here and then hang a right. I'll probably just myself will probably stay to the middle of the map in the barn. I doubt that I venture off into the huge fields. I don't feel like I'm going to have the need to, especially not to make money, because these other fields are huge in their own right. So I don't really think I'm going to need to go out that far. Now 5 here, you know, 710 acres. So I guess field 5 here is rivaling what on Goldcrest, if you're familiar with it. I think it was around $1 million for a little over 10 acres. So you can kind of see the expansiveness of this field. I mean, if you bought this, you could do whatever the heck you wanted to do. I think that's probably the idea. You can see your draw distance is going to be somewhat, but you've got all this grass up here. But then again, if you wanted to buy this and you wanted to plant your own stuff and split your own field up, then there would be absolutely no problem in doing that. I do not believe all these trees should be drive-throughs. Yeah, they are. I'm not really a big fan of that in like these grove of trees in the middle here, which kind of is a little bit peculiar, but it's small. It's small. It's nothing game breaking. It's nothing that I couldn't live with. But definitely, this is a name your own field. This is draw your own field. I think 19, 20, and 18 both are all set up exactly the same as that. It's just an area that basically is going to be left for you to decide whatever the heck you want to do with it. I'm assuming that you can come in here and cut all this grass. Since you're not actually plowing anything or actually changing the shape of the field, I would imagine you could come in here and cut grass. So if you're doing silage and you needed extra grass to cut, then by gosh, just drive on up here and grab you some. So the one thing I really think this map shines, I'm not going to go all the way down there because that kind of gets into the same thing. The one place I think this map really shines is right here in the middle. I think this is obviously where he spent the most of his time putting some of this really good stuff together. You've got nice underpasses for bridges. You've got nice bridges across the water. Got a lot of cool stuff going with those. And actually, we'll come up right here to see to the right is the animals. Now, I did want to point out some of this stuff. Some of these cut-throughs are laid out really nicely. Now, this is obviously all your, this looks like all your biogas stuff. And is this biogas and animals? Looks like it is. Let's see on the bigger map where I can zoom in. Yeah, so Chellington biogas and the BGA, and the Chellington stores, which is where all your animals and stuff market is. Now this is the same as that. It's just an implant straight from Goldcrest, which is not a problem. It's a little newer than probably what this map would offer, but I think these pits are a little smaller, maybe. They don't look like they're the same size, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Let's see what we got over here. Got a sell point here, so this is where all your stores are. So wheat, barley, maize, soy, sunflowers, potatoes, sugar beet, all that can be sold right in the grates there, which is cool. So that's, if you're a conveyor belt fan, you're gonna have a long trip there ahead of yourself. Gonna have a large trip there from there all the way back for that one. Nice, good looking barn there. This should have all your other stuff in here. And there's your sell point. So I guess your digestate is on the other side, and your big, so whenever you do your silage, you got your wayport there if you want to do the waypoint. It's set up. You've got the digestate tank there, so you can fill up slurry straight from the digestate tank. So every time you produce silage, this will start to fill up, which is neat if you're into the slurry and liquid, liquid manure for fertilization. And this is field 19. You're kind of looking at the same exact thing we had with was that field 5 up there. So this is going to be a grass cutter, and this is going to be a name your whatever you want this to be. You can probably plow, cultivate this up once it's bought. You can put whatever the heck you want to out there, which is cool. I like that idea of letting you determine what it's going to be rather than kind of telling you what it's going to be and telling you can lightly change it. all over here just like you would have anywhere else. So I do like the little New Holland signs. That's a nice little touch. It does sneak up on you, so it's nice they put a little sign out there to let you know where it's at. I think there's one on that side, yeah. So this is the one thing I was talking about. When I was talking about earlier, I love this part right here. This part is the awesome parts of this map, I think, for me. I love the idea that this is a rutted out road where I've driven a lot of heavy tractors and a lot of heavy trailers on, and I love the fact that I don't feel like I can get going too fast in it. It looks messy. It looks, you know, you've got pull-in points to all your fields. This is 13. You've also got an entry and exit point over there by the church. And then you've kind of got these little backdoor accesses to the fields. And I love this. There's a few more that are actually pretty, I guess you would say maybe deep in the wood. There's a few that are in there, but you can see some of these little house fronts here have that same general appeal. It's just so well put together. The terrain mapping is what I'm the most impressed with. Nice little pond over there. And of course, like always, you got your little automatic gate. Very easy to operate. You can close them, I guess, if you wanted to, but I guess if you wanted to leave it open, you really wouldn't ever have to close them as long as you saved your game. This is definitely not a refined map like Goldcrest or Sosnovka, where every field's square. You can square them up. I do not know yet how the workers, now see, obviously the workers are going to be able to drive all through this, which is good because you have no collision area set on any of that stuff. So if you wanted to keep it to look like this, then there's nothing that's really going to stop you. I mean, you honestly can just drive through everything. I mean, it's some point somebody's probably going to complain about that, but I don't really think there's any. It's free. There's no need. Just pretend. We're all pretend farming anyway. I don't know if there's anything up here, but I like this little. Yeah, probably not. Kind of gives you an idea of the draw distance limitations on console, but you know, it gives you also an idea how big these fields are. Oh, I'm not I'm not by nature a huge not a huge farmer when it comes to the size of the field, and even using the bigger headers and harvesters. I can't sit there and drive circles all day long. I like it. I like probably the smaller stuff. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think this map has all the small, quaint feel to it, but it has all of the big, huge farming outside of that. Yeah, that I think some people it's going to really appeal to, especially for the animal. Yeah, you would never. Am I gonna get this stuck? I sure am. Nope. There we go, like a champ. It's FTG for the win. Alright, so let's get on this south side road here. Find my exit point. Drive through somebody else's field, it's alright. I'll just hop the hedge. So nice little buildings. There's another one that we own, 15, which you can see how big this is. Oh my gosh, this is huge. Yeah, wow, okay. Moving right along. I guess I actually need to go the other way. Beep beep, coming through, coming through. One thing too, it's going to be a challenge is when you get some of that big equipment. It's going to be a challenge to fit it all on these little tight roads. I mean, it's you don't have a lot of room to travel in here, which is fine. It's just gonna add its own challenges that we just really haven't seen yet from the console perspective. You know, Goldcrest and Sosnovka are very vanilla-y. They don't have a lot of features, don't have a lot of crazy stuff going on, so it's a little different. I am glad they gave us a decent sized tractor though, that we can actually pull our stuff. At least glad they gave us that. It looks like we're going to be coming right up to the end, so we've got some sell point down here. Here you go. This must be the spinnery. Yeah. A nice little place there. So there's your offload point. Nice and spacious to bring you big trailers of wool in here, which is what I will be jumping into first, since they've taken the direct selling and all that stuff away. I will be first moving to sheep and starting to run silage. That'll be the best way to easily make some quick money without having to completely bore myself to death. Another thing with cutting grass right off the bat I can see is that you're not going to be able to get on some of these big fields and just set a worker until you set the boundaries of them. So stuff like 5, 19, 20, 18, those are all fields that we own. So you can get out there in 20 right now. Oh, let's get on this little small road. So you can go down 20 right now and start farming. You'll just have to plow your boundaries and plow the ground up where you want the grass field to be, and that way a worker can actually tend it for you. You know, keeping that in mind. Yeah, here's that one road. And I love that. It's going to be a highly traveled road, I bet, from the shop back out to the farm or wherever you wanted to go. Now, there seemed to be no traffic on this street, which is a good thing. One thing you'll notice, you get off the street, it's quite a big drop-off. So I can imagine if you're doing some pulling a decent-sized tipper behind you, that might be a problem. Nice little cobblestone bridge. Got some ducks, but no ducks in the water. And there's that field 6, which is one that we have. It's just got wheat on it. Absolutely humongous. And then we'll be back around to the farm here. So I'm excited to jumping in this. I've looked at this, spent 15 minutes, and then what we streamed here. This is really cool. I'm excited. I think there's our old pickup truck, our old Lizard. I think he's done a good job putting all this together. By far was not expecting this style of a map. I've seen some stream play of this, but I guess it just never, when you're going through it yourself, it just looks totally different. The animals back here look pretty cool. I'm excited to kind of get started on the animals, but these little thoroughfares right here, thoroughfares through your farm, these are some really nice, cool areas. I mean, coming in off a farm, driving your harvester down through here. I mean, this is, you know, when you've got a legit farm, it's a working farm, especially after it's rained or something. I mean, this is, even where I live, this is how it looks. You always got the old dilapidated equipment still sitting around you're too cheap to sell. The old tractor that you won't stop working on. Looks like there's what is that there in the back? It looks like the half front of a harvester without no wheels or anything on it. So yeah, aside from the new looking cow pen area, everything else around here looks really legit. A lot of nice little avenues and a lot of corridors to driving around the farm. You do actually come up with some pretty decent stuff. start with the roll belt. You've got the nice harvester. Some of this stuff you can probably sell right out of the bat, especially if you're not planning on going into cows anytime soon, because you're still going to have to get your wheat and your grass bales and your dried grass bales. You're still going to have a way to transport all that. But yeah, definitely. Guys, I hope you, this is going to conclude this one. I'm going to come back here in a few minutes. I'm going to get me some food so I can actually sit down and do this for a little bit. I'm going to come back here in probably, I don't know, I'm going to say 15, 20 minutes. And then I'm going to start our second episode, but really first in the actual farming series of this. We're going to break down some of these vehicles and figure out a way to kind of start getting in there and cutting some grass, doing some things. See if we can't start filling some silage bunkers and get some things going on that front. So I hope you'll join us there. Give me a like and a subscribe, and that'll ensure that you actually catch all of our next streams, or at least sends you a notification. I've also got 2 other buddies that do this with me too, so we do a lot of streamed multiplayer stuff. So if I can get them on their phone, I know they're going to want to jump on theirs tonight, so it might be kind of hard me getting them out there on this one, but I'll do my best and see if I can get either one of them to jump in with me. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed some of this. If you watch later, I hope you enjoy it. I hate to miss you on the stream, but I appreciate you checking the channel out. You know, this is a big step for console. I can't say that enough. This is a huge step for console. I'm so super excited that they've done this. And I hope to Giants that this is a huge success for them. I hope this shows that you know, there's definitely a market for console to keep continually making this game great for console. It's already there for PC, but I hope they continue to do it for console. So come back. I'm gonna be coming back in about 20 minutes. So if you're around or if you've spotted in, I hope hope you'll catch the next stream. But until then, that is all from us, and I'll see you in a few.